What's up, Nicole's YouTube? So today we're gonna talk about our wedding trip. Got my book, The Wife.
Hey guys.
She's finally here.
Today we are doing a video that has been requested for a little while. We just never actually sat down to organize our thoughts because our wedding was almost a year ago as of now. We wrote everything down. We wrote down the restaurants we went to and the hotels we stayed at and just like everything so that we wouldn't leave anything out for you guys. And we're going to kind of explain our wedding trip. So if you too want to have a City Hall wedding in San Francisco.
Elopement.
Yes, you can copy us. Or like, I feel like, you know, you could take what we did and really do it anywhere.
Yeah, like for a little vacation.
Yeah, or an elopement anywhere. So, and like cities, I feel like mostly, because I say that because we actually like swapped hotels halfway through. San Francisco has different sides to it. So if you do that in like Chicago or
Yeah, got a midtown, downtown.
Yeah, so that's kind of my little spiel before we get into it. What do you want to tell them?
So basically before we got there, me and Nicole, we sat down and we like looked up restaurants that we wanted to go to, activities that we wanted to do. So we'll both literally be sitting next to each other on the couch with our phones out, just like looking up restaurants.
Yeah.
And that helped us out a lot so we weren't lost.
Yeah, and we didn't like say like, okay, Monday we're eating here, Tuesday we're eating here. We just found like a bunch of breakfast places and a bunch of lunch places and a bunch of dinner places. And when it was time to eat dinner, we busted out our list and it was organized like breakfast, lunch, dinner. And we were with our moms. So we're like, okay, what do you guys think you want to eat tonight? And we had the list. The only nights that we didn't just eat anywhere, actually it was the 2 nights that we were with our parents, was first night was Sunday night and then Monday night, because Monday night, instead of eating at like a fancy restaurant the day of our wedding, we ate like a nice dinner for like a rehearsal dinner.
Yeah, because our parents were like leaving the next day, like the day of our wedding, they were leaving that night.
Yeah, they left on the 10 p.m. flight the day of our wedding. And then we kind of just spent the rest of our wedding like honeymooning. It was nice.
Yeah, loved it.
Anything else before we dive in?
We're gonna actually be cooking during this video.
Yeah, we're gonna be making tacos.
Say that yet, so we're making tacos.
So excuse us like moving around. We're not just gonna be standing in our kitchen. I know it's kind of a weird place to stand for story time, but
yeah,
we've got some tacos that will be getting made. So while we're making tacos, we are going to go day by day on how our wedding trip went / how we went about planning things, so you guys can replicate this trip if you want to.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell them about Sunday, day one?
Sunday, it was a long flight, by the way, very long flight.
Oh my gosh, we went from Orlando to San Francisco non-stop.
I got a lot of sleep in. I sleep like a baby on flights.
Yeah, I'm glad that I had my headphones because he warned me ahead of time that he wasn't gonna be awake to talk to me, so. Yeah. And he wasn't, and I didn't sleep.
Even to Alaska, same thing.
Yeah, I never sleep on flights, I feel like.
Yeah, so we flew in, and when we first got there, Nicole was hungry.
We were all hungry. But we left at like 8 a.m.-ish Florida time, but we got there at like 10 a.m. San Francisco time because there's that 3-hour time difference.
Yes.
So it was like prime time, brunch time for everyone. And it was too early for us to check into our hotel. So we found a breakfast place. That's the one place that I don't remember the name.
Was it Stacks?
Oh!
Boom, Stacks.
Well, it's faux and has all the places we ate.
Because I love food.
Yes, and if we go back, we want to be able to like go to some of those places possibly.
So yeah, so Stacks is good for breakfast and brunch. I think they close around like 2-ish.
Yeah, it was the longest wait. We waited like at least an hour, like an actual hour. But it was so yummy. On the way back from Stacks to our hotel, because at that time we were like, we might as well see if we can check in. I found one of those electric scooters that you pay for like through the app and you get to ride it. And yes, I was zooming, but the rule you're not supposed to actually
ride
it on the sidewalk, but who is gonna ride a scooter in the streets of San Francisco? Not I. So I rode it on the sidewalk. It was really fun. It was fast too. When we got to the hotel, we went to our rooms. We shared a room with his mom, and then my mom shared a room with our photographer, who got there Monday, but we got there Sunday.
And our photographer was great. She's the best.
We love Karen. She's actually like our friend now, which is really cool. We went to a place called Foreign Cinema.
Very interesting.
Yeah, the food was weird, but the atmosphere was really cool.
I ended up getting beef and chips, like a, what was it? I forgot the name of it, but it was like kind of weird because I thought it was like getting like some type of steak.
Yeah, I was getting like thinly sliced steak, but instead it was like extremely thinly sliced steak.
And it was raw.
It was kind of like getting smoked salmon, but it was beef.
Yeah, it was definitely raw, and it's like raw beef with chips.
Yeah, when you scoop the chip onto the beef kind of just like turned into like mush. I didn't taste it.
Nikki played it safe and got the chicken, of course, which was bomb. It was good, very good chicken.
The day before our wedding, we went to a donut shop called Mr. Holmes Bakehouse, and it's super cute there.
She will be putting a picture on her YouTube so you can see it.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get my YouTube skills up and pop it right here. If I don't do it,
come on, right where?
If I don't do it, it's because I couldn't figure it out. Sorry guys, if it doesn't end up in the video.
But you will figure it out and it'll be right.
So, Mr. Holmes Bakehouse is such a yummy place. As you guys know, YouTube doesn't know, but people in our personal life know that we love donuts. Like, a lot of people actually, when they hear Krispy Kreme, they think of us. Because like Krispy Kreme is our jam.
Yeah, like if we were with like a big group of friends, I'm buying for all.
Yeah.
Like everybody.
Like when we went to Anchorage last week for us, but like a few weeks ago for you, we did 4 boxes of Krispy Kreme donuts. And everyone ate them all. So it was obviously a hit. So we went to Mr. Holmes Bakehouse and got some really good baked goods and also some really strange ones. Like I got like a dragon fruit donut.
Nice.
Super yummy. And then my husband is a little cheap.
Very cheap.
And admittedly, Ubers were actually the most expensive part of our wedding. Everything about our wedding was like very budget friendly. Down to our bouquet and our hotel and the dress and the tux, everything was really cheap. Like my dress was $85, I think. And his tux was from Express and he got it on a sale. So Ubering was definitely the most pricey thing. So what Walter wanted us to do was walk one way and Uber back the next.
Okay, so to be fair, so the walks were between 0.5 miles to, I'm gonna say 2 miles maybe?
But tell them how long a 0.5 mile walk took. Think about San Francisco. Go ahead.
If you don't know, it's very hilly, so.
Hilly. Like he took a picture of me.
Hopefully we can put the picture right here.
He took a picture of me like up on the hill because the hill was literally like this. No exaggeration. We were like hiking.
It was a hiking, yes.
Up these hills. His cheapness actually turned out really good for us because we got to see things that we wouldn't have seen if we were in a car. So go ahead.
If you go to San Francisco, make sure to walk some places because like
you'll
run into so many different like little parts of the town and you'd be like, oh, I would have never came here. So
literally
it worked out.
When we were walking from Mr. Holmes Bakehouse to the Painted Ladies, we ran into Japantown. And it was funny because I'm pretty sure right before we ran into it, we were actually talking about, oh, I wonder where Japantown is. And then we were walking and we saw, you know, the traditional Japanese style of how like their homes and buildings are. And we were like, oh my gosh, we're in Japantown. And that wouldn't have happened if we went into an Uber. So we went to a Japanese market and we bought some candy because everyone.
For your cousin.
Yeah, for Aubrey. Shout out to Aubrey. I don't know if you watch these videos.
Aubrey, hopefully you do.
We love you. We knew that she loved that type of stuff, so we got her some candy. We got ourselves some candy. I don't remember how it tasted, to be honest, because it was a really long time ago that we ate it, but we did that. And then we kept walking and we got to the Painted Ladies and we had a whole little photo shoot with our phones. And at that time, it was time for us to get my wedding bouquet. My wedding bouquet came from a really cute floral shop called Ampersand. You guys should follow them on Instagram though. They have beautiful arrangements. When I found them, I knew I wanted to get flowers from them. But they didn't have any wedding, jeez. They didn't have any wedding packages left. Their wedding package, I'm in front of the trash can and he's starting to kind of annoy me, to be honest.
Last thing.
Anywho, what was I saying?
You said how much you love me. You marry me. Let me think. We were walking.
Floral shop.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't have any wedding packages left. And the wedding package was like a corsage for our moms, boudoir for the groom, and a bouquet for the bride. And I don't remember how much that was, but
very expensive actually.
Yeah, it was kind of pricey. We didn't mind it because we knew that we didn't have to pay for things like a venue and all that extra stuff, but it was kind of pricey the way that wedding things always are. But when I emailed them, they didn't have time to do that. You just put the refried beans on the pan.
I don't know if y'all ever got these, like, what's it called?
Can you see it?
Fried beans?
Maybe move so they can see the little.
This is what it looks like coming out of the can. I promise you guys, I've never got this a day in my life. And like, this is the first time, and I mean, they're decent. You know?
I'm not eating that.
I'm gonna keep some rice on the side.
Thank you. They had a service where you could get wrapped bouquets. You could pick what kind of flowers you liked, you could pick the size, you could pick the colors, you could pick what kind of, I already said you could pick what kind of flowers you like, but so I picked the second to smallest bouquet, and I think it was maybe between $50 and $70, which was way cheaper than any other bridal bouquet I had seen. Most bridal bouquets were at the cheapest, $300. So we did that, and then I sent them a picture of Walt's tux. Walter's tux had flowers that were different colors, and then I told them that I really like thistle because one of the flowers on his tux was blue and thistle is blue. So I told them I liked the vibe of thistle, and so they kind of just put together a bouquet of flowers. They added thistle in there, and I picked it up, and it's wrapped like in a paper, and this is how you bride on a budget. You have your own drink.
Say nothing.
You bride on a budget. I brought rubber bands and I brought ribbon. So I rubber band the flowers together and then put ribbon over the rubber bands, and voila, you have a wedding bouquet.
Easy.
So after we got that,
And cheap.
we Ubered back to our hotel.
After?
After walking, yeah. And we got ready for our wedding eve photo shoot. I know that's not normally something that people do, but our photographer wanted to go to, I forget the name of where we went, but it was by the Golden Gate Bridge. And she wanted to take pictures of us there, and she was only gonna be there for the day because she got in Monday and was literally leaving Tuesday like our moms were. So we did a wedding eve photo shoot, and I honestly highly recommend it. You kind of get to forget about the fact that you're having this like life-changing thing happening to you the next day. Even though we're both really excited to get married, it's still, you know, a wedding, it's still a marriage. So it's kind of a fun way to unwind and do something cute together before the big day. So we did that, and we watched the sunset on the beach by the Golden Gate Bridge, and then we hiked back up because everything is a hike in San Francisco.
That's probably about a mile hike, maybe. Like those stairs were like at least 4, man, maybe about 6 stories.
I'm pretty sure it even said like mile hike to beach, and I was like, what?
Yeah, we didn't believe him at first, and then we like actually started walking.
And it's like a zigzag, so
yeah, it was fun though.
It was fun. Thank you, Karen, for that. We had a lovely time, and
Great
she told us that we were like her favorite, our favorite couple last year. So if anyone else who's had Karen take your pictures, know that we're her favorites.
It's because of her, because she's pretty, you know, beautiful.
It's because of us, because we're just a bomb ass couple to hang out with. So we did that, and then we came back to our hotel, changed, and went to that fancy restaurant with our moms called the Waterfront Restaurant. I actually found that on Pinterest back a year before we got married, when I just thought San Francisco was going to be a anniversary trip. But little did I know I was gonna get engaged and then be able to get married on our next anniversary.
Well, speaking of that, she actually wanted us to like go to San Francisco like in advance. Didn't you want to get married there too?
Yeah, like I wanted to get married there, and but because we weren't engaged, I just planned a San Francisco trip.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we'll just go there for our anniversary because it seems like a really cool place, and we can stop by San Francisco City Hall because City Hall is gorgeous. Picture, right? If we can, I swear, I better figure this out. The amount of times that I've done that,
That's like the 3rd time.
it's gonna be such an issue. It's gonna be such an issue if you guys see us do this and I don't figure it out. But San Francisco City Hall is gorgeous. San Francisco is a really cool place to go, so I wanted to go there anyway. So truthfully, when everything fell through, watch my video talking about our engagement. I'll link it down below. You'll see why things fell through. When things fell through and I had to like we had to replan our wedding with a month to spare, San Francisco was honestly really easy to plan because I had already planned it out because I thought that it was gonna be a vacation. So all I had to really add was booking the appointment for our wedding. So back to what I was talking about though.
Waterfront?
Waterfront Restaurant.
Great restaurant.
It was really good. The reason I picked it before was when I thought about us getting married initially, before we were even engaged, I thought that we would have a wedding. Like a small wedding, but still a wedding, not just an elopement at City Hall with no reception. So I was looking for restaurants that had nice places for a reception, and the Waterfront has a beautiful outdoor seating that is right on the water, obviously, hence the name. And then they have glass walls around the tables, so you get to enjoy being outside without like the outside elements, like the wind. If you haven't been to San Francisco, you don't understand. If you have been to San Francisco, you know exactly what I mean when I say like the wind. So we ended up sitting inside because it was just the 4 of us, our moms and us. And it was really nice. It was bougie and expensive and yummy and everything that we wanted it to be. And my mom actually told us multiple times that how much she loved the trip because I found really awesome places. We found really awesome places to eat. And she didn't have to think of anything. So you could say that I am a travel agent if you want. I mean, we are travel agents.
I'm just teasing you.
I'm cropping that out. You tell them about the next day.
The next day we woke up. We couldn't even sleep that night.
Cause what was the next day?
We got married.
It was our wedding day.